Your actions have changed the world.
Hello, and welcome back to Hitman 3 and the Elusive Target Arcade. And today's arcade, the Liaisons. This is a 3-level escalation, and today our complication is a restricted loadout. So we're going in with our pockets completely empty, and we start on the Isle of Scale with the, I believe it's called the Stowaway, Mr. Jimmy Chen, and we have to retrieve his dictaphone as well. So right from the start and off the bat, we need to make our way to the crypt underneath the chapel. It's quite a journey, so we're gonna mosey on straight over to the main entrance and hang a left on the entrance and make our way up and past the Phoenix effigy, and just behind the effigy itself we will find the crypt. So we're going to crouch down here and we're going to grab this wrench from the side here, make our way into the vault areas, and in here we will see 2 guards, one of which is patrolling, and when he moves away from the sarcophagus we can then grab the assault rifle off of the sarcophagus, drop it on the floor on our way into the next room. In the next room we're going to grab the commemorative coin that's just by the candles in the corner of the room, and then we're going to plug ourselves up behind the wall here on the other side of the assault rifle, and when the patrolling guard returns he will see that rifle and he will move to take it away, at which point we can then subdue him from around the corner. We're going to render him unconscious, hide his body in the crate directly behind us, and take his outfit. So now we are ready to approach our target. So we're going to head up to the gallery area, which is the sort of museum looking room where the antique necklace is stored, and in there we will find our target. Now just be aware there is at least 1 enforcer in this area and a couple of cameras, but we're just going to make our way around to the right, and there is our target. And as soon as he does something suspicious we can then approach him, confront him, and he will then move off to another area.
Stop the press. That's another Jimmy Chen exclusive.
That server looks oddly out of place. He could be Jimmy Chen. If the location is not favorable, find a way to make the target move to another location.
Care to explain yourself?
Whoa, chill down. No need to freak out about a quick snap. I mean, these pics are like for my personal files. Let's just forget about the whole thing, okay? Phew. I think I might take a small breather. You know, been standing up all day. Yeah, you know, you gotta look after your feet in this business. When you're a waiter, I mean. You know, nothing mysterious about that.
Target is on the move. Follow him, 47.
So Mr. Chen is now going to move away to another area, and we are going to follow him, and we want to stay quite close. And he does stop outside the bathroom, and I do attempt to lure him in here, but this is not a very good area. As you can see, we tend to get the guards' attention rather than the targets. So we're going to revert back to plan A, and we're just going to keep following Mr. Chen here pretty closely until he gets to about this point just above the gallery, and we want to then get nice and far ahead of him. This should be far enough, and we also want to be facing away from him, otherwise he will stop. As you can see there, he thinks we find him suspicious and he tries not to do anything suspicious. So as long as we have our back to him and we are far enough away, he will then make his way down here slowly, past us and into the storeroom that we are stood right outside of. Now this room is locked, but he will be able to open the door and go in, and when he does, all we have to do is follow him inside, close the door behind us, and we have him all to ourselves. So So he's going in there now. We're just going to follow him in quickly, close the door, get behind him, render him unconscious. We're then going to drag him away from the door over by the wardrobes here. There's nowhere to hide his body, so we're just going to pull him away from the door. We're going to collect up his dictaphone, pick up the scissors from the table, and launch them at his head.
Eliminated. Well done, 47. Don't forget to pick up the voice recorder.
So, Mr. Jimmy Chen won't be exposing anyone anytime soon. All that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and I'm going to go for the safest exit, and I'm going to collect up my suit along the way. You could go for any exit you see fit, but for the purposes of this video and trying to maintain my silent assassin rating, I am heading for the safest possible exit, which also happens to be the furthest possible exit away from my location, which is of course the harbour. So that is level 1 taken care of. Not too difficult with the no loadout restriction, but it does get trickier from here on out, and we have to get a little bit more creative. So off into the mist we go. So level 1 taken care of, and we're now going to move on to level 2. And level 2 is set in Whittleton Creek, and we have to take out another target with empty pockets yet again. So for level 2 we have the Censor, which is the serial killer in Whittleton Creek, and we don't have a identity picture for him, so we are going to have to identify the guy as well. So right from the start and off the bat, we need a couple of items. So we're going to do exactly what we would do in the normal elusive target, and we are going to poison our target, but we can't bring poison with us, so we need to acquire some from the map. So we're going to make our way right the way down the main street and around the corner to our left, where there is a large hole in the middle of the road and a JCB that has broken down. And the reason that JCB has broken down is because that someone has wedged a crowbar into somewhere under the mechanics of this thing, somewhere in the hydraulics from the looks of it, even though hydraulics wouldn't really smoke. But we're going to grab that crowbar, and then we're going to make our way all the way back to the Wilson's property, and in here we're going to enter into the garage, and if this gentleman is here like he is for us, we're going to close the door, get behind him, throw our crowbar at his head, render him unconscious, hide him in the freezer provided, and collect up our crowbar. We're then going to go to the kitchen door, open the door, and throw our crowbar against the washing hanging on the wall, retrieve our crowbar, and this will acquire the attention of one of the servers. I believe this guy is usually up on the first floor on the main level, but today he's in the kitchen. So when he comes to investigate, once again making sure we are behind him, we are going to throw our crowbar at his head, deposit his unconscious body in the freezer, retrieve our crowbar. Now, as you saw, somebody else opened the garage door. That area is frequented by one other person. Their routine is quite short. The first gentleman we knocked out, his routine is extremely short, so he had to go. But once we have that all achieved, we're going to make our way round to Mrs. West's house, the muffin lady. We are going to vault over the fence, make our way down to the basement door. Using our crowbar, we're going to open the basement door, and in the basement here, just on the left, we have the lethal poison. So we now have everything we need. So we're going to make our way back to the Wilson's house once again, and back into the garage. So that gentleman who entered when we left has left the garage door open, so we're going to close the garage door once again. We don't want anyone to see us getting naked, and we're going to get changed into the server's outfit, reselect our crowbar because there is one enforcer in the kitchen. As you can see, the kitchen is actually currently being frequented by quite a number of people. Ideally, most of these people we don't want here. They do all move around quite a lot, and quite a few of them will leave the area. But we're going to take a chance, and we're going to throw our crowbar right across the room over by the cooker. And whilst everyone is distracted, we're going to approach the coffee cup or the shot glass at the end of the kitchen table, add our poison to it as quickly as we can, and then leave the area. Now our target will eventually come along and drink the poisoned drink. I'm not sure how long we have, but I'm going to go and retrieve my suit, to which there are no enforcers, and I'm going to re-enter the kitchen. Now obviously you do not have to do any of this, you can just go and wait by the exit if you wish, but for the purposes of the video I'm going to stick around for the kill while I look for a good spot to watch our target drop from.
Plus, the money is being transferred. Now to find an exit.
So that's 2 targets down, 1 more to go, and all we have to do is make good our escape, and the nearest safe exit is actually the bridge, but I just out of habit return to the bus stop each and every time. So 2 levels down as I mentioned, 1 more now left to go. Let's just confirm, yes, we're doing much better than on the previous 2 videos. I've managed to maintain a silent assassin throughout. So moving on to level 3, and level 3 is set in New Zealand, and it is technically one of the easiest assassinations, but obviously with the loadout restriction that is going to complicate things somewhat. So we have here the politician. So right from the start and off the bat, we need to make our way over to the property in the distance, and we're going to run straight along the beach. There are 2 guards off to our right, but they are walking and quite slow, so if we use the cover and run all the way to the destroyed hut here, we will find some driftwood on the beach. We're going to grab that driftwood, and we're now going to start heading in a sort of arc style approach to the house. So we're currently at the front of the house, and we want to be around by the rear corner. Now there is a camera just off to our right above the side door, along with a guard and 2 patrolling guards just off to our left. So we want to use cover as much as possible. Now the 2 guards on our left will eventually turn around and head back towards the beach, and we want to aim for the rear corner here, where the smoking guard with the camera above the door is. Once the 2 patrolling guards move away, we're going to throw our driftwood right over by the building there, as close to the tall grass as we can get. That will get the smoking guard's attention, and he will move away from underneath that camera, and when he moves we can then sneak up behind him, vault over the wall, render him unconscious. Now this guard has on him a number of items we require. We're going to take his outfit just for good measure. It will just make moving around in the house that bit easier. We're going to hide his body out in the dunes, just again to be extra safe. We've managed to secure a silent assassin rating so far through all of this escalation. I'd like to try and keep it for all 3 levels for a change. So once we have him safely out in the dunes, we're going to grab his outfit, grab his gun and his key that he dropped when we knocked him out, make a nice wide berth around the camera, and as the camera pans away from us, we're going to use the key to access the house. We're going to make our way to the garage, and in here is 2 guards, and on the floor just by one of them, this is quite tricky, we can grab the wrench that's just on the floor there. Now just make sure that once you've got that wrench, you get out of there pretty damn sharpish. So once we have the wrench and we haven't alerted anyone, we can then make our way up to the first floor balcony area via the stairwell outside the building. And as you can see, our target is currently in attendance with her bodyguard, who both are enforcers. So we're just going to wait here at the bottom of the stairs until she and her bodyguard both leave. There they go now. And we're then going to make our way up the stairs, drop our gun on the floor to distract the guard, and as soon as he isn't looking, we're going to use the wrench we've collected and we are going to sabotage the gas lamp here. So yes, you've got the gun, now take it somewhere safe so that children don't pick it up and play with it. Good man. So once he moves away, we can then sabotage the lamp. And all that's left for us to do now is to make good our escape, and we could start heading back for the boat on the beach, which is a long way off, and get a nice head start. But for the purposes of the video, as usual, I will be sticking around to witness the execution, and because of the outfit we have on, we don't even have to hide. So we're just gonna make ourselves nice and presentable here. I think we're far enough away anyway, so even though our target is an enforcer, she shouldn't spot us. And we're just going to wait for our target to return to the balcony area, finish her phone call, and when she moves over to have a cigarette, she will ignite the gas. Basic science.
Target eliminated. Well done, 47. The client is transferring a very charitable donation as we speak. Now, time to make your exit.
So that's one less politician lining their pockets. All that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and as I said, it is quite a distance. It's a good 200 odd meters straight across the beach and the dunes here. There are a couple of guards near the house, but they're easy enough to avoid, and all we have to do is run directly for our boat, and we have maintained our silent assassin rating for the 3rd time and the first time for all 3 escalation levels in the latest addition to the Elusive Target Arcade. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.